Did you know the Jesus piece wasn't always a symbol of street credibility? Before the iced-out pendants and million-dollar chains, it was a humble image of devotion. But in hip-hop, it evolved, and fast. From Ghostface Killah's raw debut in Ice Cream, to Biggie Smalls turning it into a spiritual crown, to Kanye and Rocky flipping it into high fashion. This isn't just jewelry. This is mythology. This is the street's version of a stained glass window. But the real question is, how did an image of Christ become hip-hop's most sacred flex? In rap, everything means something. Cars, chains, sneakers. Even your watch tells time and tells a story, but one chain tells a deeper story than any other. The Jesus piece, a gleaming sculpted face of Christ, often with diamonds in his crown, tears carved into gold, sometimes even blood-red rubies dripping from his eyes. It's not just about luxury. It's about pain, pride, power, and presence. It's worn to show you're blessed, but also battle-tested. A contradiction, just like the streets that birthed it. Let's go back before all the celebrity cosigns. Let's find the moment this image jumped from church walls to rap necks. A lot of folks think the Jesus piece started with fame, that it's all about showing off. But that's short-sighted, because for many artists, this piece represents the tightrope walk between sin and salvation. The Jesus piece wasn't born in a jewelry store. It was born in the mind of someone trying to survive. When rappers came from environments where hope was hard to come by, this piece wasn't just decoration. It was protection. A symbol that said, I know where I came from and I know who's got me now. Let's talk Ghostface Killah, Staten Island, 1995. Ice Cream video. This was Wu-Tang in its prime. Gritty, raw, no frills. Ghostface steps on screen, and around his neck is something that turns heads. A golden Jesus head. Detailed, bold, unapologetic. People hadn't really seen that before. It wasn't a cross, it was the full face of Christ. Not subtle, not small, not church-approved. It was hip-hop gospel. And while Ghostface may have rocked the first, it was Biggie Smalls who canonized it. Biggie turned the Jesus piece into legend. He didn't just wear one, he wore 5 at a time. Cuban links so thick they looked like anchors. And the pieces, each one custom crafted. Some had Jesus crying diamonds, some had blood-red rubies for eyes. One was completely platinum, no stones, just weight and message. He bought one for Diddy. He gave one to Lil Cease. He even said in interviews, "This is my protection." Big wore his pieces like armor, even at the height of his fame. The Jesus piece became the unofficial crown of the King of New York. Let's not forget the man behind the shine, Tito Caicedo, better known as Tito the Jeweler, from Manny's on 47th Street in Manhattan's Diamond District. Tito made pieces for everybody, Diddy, Biggie, Jay, Mase, and more. But his Jesus pieces, they were different, hand-carved, solid gold, then flooded with VS and VVS diamonds, white, canary yellow, even pink, ruby crowns, emerald teardrops, platinum halos. Each piece had weight, literally and spiritually. Back in the 90s, one of Tito's Jesus pieces could run you $10,000 to $20,000. Today, try $80,000 to $150,000. And collectors want them, not just as jewelry, but as artifacts. Kanye West took the Jesus piece into the 21st century. After losing his mother, Donda, Ye's music and his jewelry shifted. His pieces weren't just status anymore. They were personal, symbolic, sacred. At first, he collaborated with Jacob the Jeweler to make a platinum Jesus piece, white gold base, fully flooded with brilliant diamonds. Ruby-set eyes, a crown of thorns sculpted from canary yellow gems. That wasn't just shine, it was spiritual storytelling. But Kanye wasn't done pushing the form. In 2008, he teamed up with Takashi Murakami, the legendary Japanese artist known for blending kawaii culture with fine art. The result? A psychedelic hand-painted Jesus piece, not made from gold or diamonds, but from vinyl and resin. Christ's face was stylized in Murakami's signature bold lines and vibrant colors. It was unlike anything hip-hop had ever seen. This wasn't about flex, it was about feeling. Ye wore it as an emblem of loss and rebirth, a cartoon Christ for a postmodern gospel. And Murakami's influence didn't stop there. Travis Scott, the genre-bending Houston phenom, commissioned his own Murakami Jesus piece, one of the rarest in existence. This one leaned even more surreal, a 3D sculpted Jesus head molded in vivid resin with multicolor enamel streaks dripping across the face like graffiti tears. The crown of thorns, electrified pink and lime green. The chain, fluorescent acrylic links, some shaped like Murakami's iconic flowers. Travis debuted the piece during Paris Fashion Week, turning heads not with diamonds, but with art. It blurred the lines between gallery and streetwear, religion and rebellion. Then there's A$AP Rocky, hip-hop's high-fashion prophet. In 2025, Rocky revealed a set of custom cartoon Jesus pieces designed by Japanese streetwear icon Verdy and built by jeweler to the stars Alex Moss. These weren't your typical pendants. They featured wide-eyed, smiling faces of Christ rendered in Verdy's signature bubbly manga-meets-street art style. And the wildest part? Jesus looked like a Smurf character, sky blue skin, oversized eyes, rounded nose, and a playful grin, like he had just stepped out of a Tokyo toy store. Pastel-colored enamel gave the whole piece a toy-like, almost collectible figure feel. One Jesus was ice blue with yellow tears, another had rainbow gradients across the crown. Alex Moss took Verdy's cartoonish sketches and turned them into wearable sculptures, solid gold cores, enamel overlays, subtle diamonds placed just at the pupils or the halo rim. It wasn't just fashion, it was character design turned sacred, a pop art reinterpretation of one of the most revered icons in history. Rocky didn't just wear them, he layered them, like icons in an app drawer. Each one said something different: childlike wonder, cartoon chaos, divine irony. And then there's Lil Yachty, who took the Jesus piece in a direction that was louder than almost anything before it. Not just gold, not just diamonds, we're talking canary yellow, all over. Crafted by the famed Icebox showroom in Atlanta, a favorite spot for everyone from Lil Baby to Quavo, Yachty's Jesus piece was built to be seen from across the room. The pendant featured a 3D bust of Christ sculpted from solid 18K yellow gold. But what really turned heads was the canary yellow diamond flooding. Every surface of the face, the beard, the crown of thorns, was layered in vivid yellow diamonds that popped under any light. The crown had larger, custom-cut stones to give it a jagged, thorny silhouette, almost like fire frozen in time. Even the halo wasn't subtle, a radiant circle of baguette-cut yellow diamonds, offset with a few white diamonds for contrast. And the chain, a matching canary yellow Cuban link over an inch thick, also fully flooded. Altogether, the piece weighed in around 4 to 5 pounds and was valued between $150,000 and $200,000. Yachty didn't just post it online. He debuted it with a casual flex during a visit to Icebox, where the jeweler himself walked through the build process. We had to custom source yellow stones in 3 different shades to get that 3D pop, he said. This wasn't about sparkle, it was about statement. Lil Yachty called it a trophy, not for winning something in the industry, but for surviving it, for shining his way, bright, strange, unapologetic. It wasn't traditional, it wasn't quiet, it was Lil Boat in gemstone form, wild, one of a kind and still carrying Christ on his chest like an ancestral memory made of gold. The Jesus piece hit its cultural peak after Biggie's death. Suddenly, every rapper wanted one, not just for clout, but to carry legacy. It became the rap rosary. And in a culture where so many young men didn't make it past 25, the Jesus piece was a symbol of survival. It said, "I made it. I'm chosen. I'm protected." So what's the real story behind the Jesus piece? It started as a simple act of faith, became a radical act of visibility, then evolved into the ultimate status symbol, one that balances God, gold, and grit. It reflects hip-hop's relationship with struggle, success, spirituality, and self-worth. And in every corner of this culture, from corner store mixtapes to Paris Fashion Week, it still glows. So, now that you know the real story, what does the Jesus piece mean to you? Is it spiritual armor, a fashion staple, or a little bit of both? Let me know in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, where culture meets meaning, subscribe now. Check out our other videos for the truth behind the symbols that define the game. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel and like the video. Click the notification button, and until next time, bust down, bust down, bust down.